For the first DIY, I have this canvas frame, this blank one here from the Dollar Tree. And for this first DIY, I am going to leave this canvas white because I want to keep that fresh white background, but I think it will look really pretty if you painted it different colors. I also have a box, and this is one of those crafting boxes, also from the Dollar Tree out of the Craft to Square section. I'm only going to be using the lid for this project, but I'm going to save the bottom for a future project. What I'm going to do is just cut one of these sides off, and as you can see, I'm just cutting the corners first, and then once I flip it up, I'll just go ahead and trim that right off. After I get that complete, what I'm going to do is cover this piece using some burlap fabric, also that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I want to say thank you all so much for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create budget-friendly home decor that's easy to do. And so now what I'm doing is I opened up the fabric, and I'm just going to cut down like one of these squares where the creases is already at. That way I do not have to iron this out to keep it flat, and that's the amount that I need. But I'm going to save all of the pieces that I cut because I can use all of those pieces for future projects. Once I get that cut down, I'm just going to hot glue it on to the lid here, and I'm just going to fold it over, add some hot glue, fold it over, and just make sure that I cover the little piece. Now after I get that complete, I do wrap some jute cord around this and create a little bow, and you'll see that shortly. I did miss doing a small amount of filming, and that's when I glued this piece to that canvas, but you'll see what I did. It was really simple and easy to understand. I'm hoping, I just don't believe that I actually forgot to film this, or either I messed up something or deleted it. So that's the piece that I had, and I do apologize for that. And what I'm doing is just going to wrap the twine around, create a basic bow. And here is where you can see that I just glued it to the canvas frame. Don't know what happened there, but all I did was add hot glue all around the pieces, and then I just placed it where I wanted it on the frame, which is in the center at the bottom. And that's going to act as a little vase for my florals. Now these florals and these sunflowers, I did pick all of these pieces up from Walmart, and they were only 97 cents, and I thought all of them was perfect for this project. So I didn't add any foam in, and I'm not cutting anything down. That way these florals can be switched out really easy, and by me folding the stems and make it really nice and snug in the inside, all I'm going to do now is add in these sunflowers, and then I'm just going to arrange them to where they're like going downwards, and that's going to be it for this first project. As I mentioned, I think it'll be really pretty painted, but I just wanted to keep that bright white background, and I love how simple this was, but it's going to be beautiful styled for the summer. Now for this DIY, I have one of these 8x10 picture frames, also from the Dollar Tree, and I just love the color of this because it sort of blends in with some other items that I have styled in my home. And what I'm doing is removing everything. I'm removing the glass, the paper, the little tabs, and now what I'm going to do is create a hanger for this first. And so how I'm doing that is just tying some jute cord on the ends, and I just tied one knot, looped it over, and then I'm just going to find the length that I want for this, and then I'll just tie a knot on that side, and then I'll just clip off the excess. This is another simple, easy, pretty project, and I love how this is going to look for the summer. And so once I have that complete, now I have those picks. I have some picks from the Dollar Tree, and I do have the other ones from Walmart. And what I'm going to do first is just pull all of those pieces off of the stem so that I can hot glue them to the frame. What I'm going to be doing is hot gluing them around the top and the sides. I'm not going to be adding anything to the bottom. And I'm sort of just going to place them close to each other, and then I'll go back and do some fill-ins. And so as you can see, I added some hot glue. I am clipping off of the thick portion, the stem at the bottom, and I'm just going to place that down and make sure it's secure. And I'm going to go right next to that with another piece and cutting that down. And as you can see, I am clipping off the little piece of stem at the bottom because I didn't want that to show. I really do love decorating these picture frames. They're so easy to transition for the season and create really cute frame art, and I really love how this one turned out. As you can see, I'm just going to be adding them next to each other, and then now you see I start going downwards, just making them a little longer, kind of trailing down on the sides. I am going to do one side a little longer than the other one, and then add a few more pieces in the inside. I just sort of kept adding until I felt like I liked the look of it, and just filling in spots where I felt like I wanted them to be a little thicker. Most of those at the top you will not see so much of it when I add the sunflowers, but I did want to see some kind of hanging under the sunflowers. And so I'm just going to continue just hot gluing pieces here and there, just making sure that it looks full. After I get that complete, I am going to go in with those sunflowers at the top. I will be pulling them off of the stem and hot gluing them down separately. I think this would really look cute if I went all the way around with the greeneries, which another project I probably would do later, because after I completed that, I was saying to myself that this probably would have looked really cute if I just had greenery going all the way around, but I was trying to get like that curtain look. So once I add the last little piece that I'm going to add, I am going to start with the sunflowers at the top because I'm kind of satisfied with the thickness and everything. Now I just kept going with these little bitty white berry picks that I poured off that as well, and as you can see, as I blended those little picks in, that really gave it a little pop of color, and it's actually matched the 3 sunflowers that I'm going to add to the top, as you can see. And I think this is really pretty, simple but really pretty. And so I'm just going in, making sure that I add enough hot glue, and then after that will be it. All I'm going to do is style this by hanging it on a nail with the jute cord, and the simplicity of this, it just makes it look really pretty. The frame, I do wish I would have painted the frame white, which is why I'm going to recreate another one of these, but overall I love how it turned out. So I have 2 picture frames, one 4x6 and one 5x7, and I got them in 2 different colors. And so I'm going to be pairing these together. I wanted the 2 different colors just to give it a little bit of character. So what I'm doing is removing the paper, and I'm going to be removing the back and the insert to this one. The other one I'll be removing the back and the insert, but I'm going to put the back to the side. I'll probably use that for a future project. I always save those if I do not use them. Now I needed a background, and so I seen these pretty paper plates out of the Dollar Tree, and so what I'm going to do is cut this down to size so that it can be the insert for my picture frame. I'm just going to use the back that I took out, and I'm just going to try to hold it in place as best as I can to just cut this down so it can be the size that I need to insert into the picture frame. You can find a lot of pretty different plates or little wallpaper or napkins at the Dollar Tree that you can always use for inserts when you're doing frame DIYs. And so I added that in, and I'm going to add everything back and pull the tabs down. Now when I flip that over, it's just so pretty. Now what I'm going to do is pick one of those florals off of that Dollar Tree pick. And I'm just removing the glass because I'm not going to pull the tabs back down because you'll be able to see them. I'm just going around the inside of the frame with some hot glue to secure that glass piece right back in. After I get that complete, what I'm going to do is just pull one of these buds off of that Dollar Tree pick, and I'm just going to take off the little green plastic tab that's on the back because I'm going to hot glue this down right in the center of that glass piece. It started to fall apart, so I'm just adding the little pieces back together, and then I'm going to add a few dabs of hot glue to secure this so that I could so it can stay in place while I add the frame on top. Now that frame fits perfect, fathers the inside of the other frame, and that's why I wanted to go with the two different colors. You can also paint these frames as well, but this was just a quick, easy way to bring in some fresh decor for the summer season. And so I just added hot glue around that frame, and I placed it right on top, and that is it for this. This is really simple, but I think it's really pretty, and I love the background using the paper plate. So for this DIY, I have one of those baskets from the Dollar Tree, and what I'm doing is cutting a hole in the bottom of the basket, and I'm just gonna go around and try to get it as much in the center as possible. And what I'm going to be doing is creating a little hanging light. And so to do that, I have one of those little light bulbs from the Dollar Tree, the little hanging light bulbs. I always see these in the Dollar Tree, and I had like 2 in my stash, so I decided to use it. I'm just going to clip off the tag, and then what I'm going to do is lay that right on top. I pretty much just wanted to cover the black, create the same kind of light, but just to elevate it a little bit. So as you can see, I'm going around with some hot glue. I'm just going to make sure I pull that tab up so I won't secure that down, and then I'm going to attach that basket right on top. Now to finish off this look, I am going to grab some of those sunflowers. I'm going to grab 3 of those, and these are the sunflower bunches that I got from Walmart for 97 cents. And I'm going to take 3 of those, and I'm going to hot glue them to the top of my light. And I think this will look pretty with any kind of florals on the top. This was just a simple way to create a really cute little light to style for the summer season. And so I am going to add some jute cord to the little hanger thing. And as I'm gluing the flowers and everything down, I'm making sure that I do not drop any glue or add any glue where I can turn this light on and off or change out that little battery. So I'm being really careful to not get any glue or anything on that. Once I have these sunflowers secured, then I'll go in with some jute twine, and I'm just going to string it, the jute twine, through the little hanging piece that's at the top. And as you can see, I'm just going to have to go dig through the flowers and loop it right through the little piece. As you can see, I'm going to pull the cord up, and then I'm just going to clip off the excess, and then I will tie a little basic knot to secure those 2 ends together. And that's going to be it for this project. Now I did hang it on a hook that I have that wood floating shelf hanging from, because I thought it looked really cute as if the light was hanging with the little shelf unit. And I absolutely love this. Really simple, but I think it's really cute, and it's a budget-friendly way to create something to style in your home for the summer season. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I did. If so, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel, because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And until next time, my sweet friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.